What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Diamond Select Toys 4K action figure review on the Diamond Select Toys, the Rocketeer. Try and get your Diamond Select Toys figures, you can do so at Very Big Bad Toy Store, proud sponsor of the ShartimusPrime YouTube channel. If you're trying to get your Marvel Select figures and all kinds of other goodies, you can find them right over there. Link in the description below. And looking at this right over here, big thanks to Diamond Select Toys for sending this out my way to review for you guys. If you want to see the latest from DST, you can follow them over on Instagram, link in the description below. And yeah, the packaging looks pretty sweet. I like that we get the Rocketeer right there, looking pretty cool at the very bottom, you know, looking all the way up. I'll get back into that in a little bit, but anyway, you can see on the side it says the Rocketeer, this beautiful Art Deco design. I really like it a lot. And then on the back, you can see some product shots right over here, looking pretty cool. You get some optional head display pieces right there. And then there's a read up on the back. Let's get a little bit closer so you guys can see for yourself. It says, the discovery of a top secret jetpack hurls test pilot Cliff Seckard into a daring adventure of mystery, suspense, and intrigue. Cliff encounters an assortment of ruthless villains led by a Hollywood screen star who's a secret spy. With the help of his actress girlfriend, the young pilot battles enormous odds to defeat his foes, who are anxious to use the device in an evil plan to rule the world. This action figure of the Rocketeer features 16 points of articulation and interchangeable parts, designed by Yuri Timing and sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios. Looking pretty good so far, you know, a lot of ample accessories right over there. You can see the sculpts for the heads, nothing on the side, nothing on the top, and nothing on the bottom. So let's go ahead and put this aside and take a look at the accessories. First off, we get the plans for the jetpack right here. By the way, I did rewatch this movie only about a year ago or something. I was trying to I was asking Charlita one, like, hey, didn't we watch the Rocketeer about like a year ago or something again? She's like, no, you watched the Rocketeer. I was on my phone. I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, looking at this, it does look badass. And yeah, that comment section, let's all get Charlita one on board with the Rocketeer, huh? No, we don't have to force people into liking things that they don't like. But I really like this right here. So pretty cool looking set of plans. I like the blueprints and everything. Pretty sweet. And side fun fact, if I wasn't a YouTuber, my day job would be reading plans like this and scaling plans for the planning department and writing staff reports and everything for the planning division. But anyway, that was one of my favorite tasks, was scaling plans for buildings. I like measuring them all out and figuring out the floor area ratios and everything and all the compliance codes for the local municipality. It was great fun. Not as fun as this, though. Okay, so you get some cool effects right over here that you could plug into the bottom of the Rocketeer. I do like these. These are pretty cool. Get this nice dark orange and light orange fade right there, looking really neat. And then you also get this base right here, looking really cool. So that's pretty sweet. I do like that smoky effect. Get this nice true translucent plastic right there. You can see how the light shines right through it. You want to put like a, light source right underneath there. Look how that lights up. Ooh, that looks so sick. Shout out to ACBA. Happy belated birthday, Book Nice 10. And then, yeah, you can see how the paint over the translucent plastic looks really good. So, yeah, dig that. And that ports into the bottom of the jetpack, as you clearly saw a moment ago. And you could take these individual pieces right here and port them into the bottom of the jetpack as well. So if you want that display option instead, that looks pretty cool. We get some interchangeable hands with the figure. Of course, you can see that he has the wide open hands right there. And then you also get, I guess this is like a gun holding, support gun holding hand. And this is a gun holding hand. The figure does not come with a gun. I think I'm missing something over here. I have the packaging right here. I didn't drop it. I checked through it a couple of times. I'm not missing a gun. But you know who has plenty of guns? It's freaking John Wick over here. He has tons of guns. So he's going to be nice, especially, in these times. He's going to go ahead and share and give one to the Rocketeer. And go ahead and you could port this gun right. Oh, let's get the finger through the... Yeah, there we go. And that looks pretty cool. Now, of course, I'm sure this particular handgun did not exist, in the 30s when this takes place. But hey, it works. If you want your Rocketeer holding a gun, he can hold a gun. And then you also get the flesh-colored hands right here, which look pretty cool. You know, so some flat flesh-colored hands. And then you get the Billy Campbell head sculpt. As everyone knows, Billy Campbell, younger brother to Bruce Campbell. That's a total lie. Shout out, LA. But yeah, so there, that looks pretty good. Let's get my camera phone. I keep calling my phone a camera, but I did Google an image of Billy Campbell so we can get an idea of how the head sculpt translates over here, and they didn't do a bad job. You know, looks like the dude, more or less looks like the dude anyway. And then not, you know, the dude from The Big Lebowski, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, stop it with the bad joke, Shartimus. You're hurting our souls right now. We don't need that. But anyway, that looks really good. I do like the head sculpt. However, I do prefer the helmeted head sculpt right here, which looks pretty badass. I love that bright gold paint. Let's get the autofocus to shut up for a minute. And I just think that's really cool. This whole design I always thought was really badass. It makes sense, man. Like, you know, having this fin right here is just gonna make everything a lot more aerodynamic and everything. So I do like that. So that, you know, I like the Rocketeer anyway. But that's very cool looking. I like how you have this wear to it and everything. The jetpack looks really good. That is sweet. Love that bright silver paint. The leather jacket and everything is pretty awesome. You do have an option right here with this, so you could pop this off. The jetpack itself, I haven't actually tried removing from the figure, and I don't think you're supposed to. But I feel like this is like the neutral Rocketeer look, so when he's not flying around, you know, then you could put the Rocketeer head sculpt on there, you know. And I think I have it. There we go. Yeah, the neck looks a little on the long side. Not too bad though. So you can do that. And then the pants and hands all look really good. So nice texturing right over here. I do dig that. There's the Rocketeer butt. Nice seams. Nice wrinkles in there. The boots look really good. Like the laces. Looking pretty nice. And the figure does have peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So yeah, pretty sweet looking figure. Let's get into the articulation, huh? So there are things I like about the articulation. There are things that bug me about the articulation. First off, man, I wish the head sculpt the head could look up a lot higher than it does. I mean, he doesn't have the helmet on right now, so it's not as big of a deal for me. So, you know, with this head sculpt, you'll look up or look straight. You could look down just a little bit side to side and a little bit of head pivoting. You could pop this off and pop on the helmeted head sculpt, which just looks tons better. I just think that looks so much more badass. So I can get his head to look up if I'm halving the head or the helmeted head right here on the joint. I wish he could look all the way up, like how we see in the picture right here, you know, please. So Diamond Select, you guys, please, please, please incorporate neck hinges into your figures, because there are points of articulation here that you could have done away with and added a neck hinge right here. You can get the figure to look downward, and I'll point out those points in a second, but you get side-to-side motion, and you also get head pivoting. Did you hear my voice crack for a second? Anyway, may have not stood out to you, but to me it does. And then you can move the shoulders outward that far. Move them in, rotate a full 360, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then wrist turn side to side and hinge up and down. And that's the same articulation for all of them. They all have that same movement. He doesn't have any torso articulation, which I am not bothered by at all whatsoever. That's okay with me. He does have a waist churn right here. It barely churns though. So slight waist swivel. Wish it could move more than that. And then hips move outward very far. You could do a full-on splits because Rocketeer needs to do that. That's a joke. And he can't kick forward that much and not back at all. Then here's where I get really ticked off about the articulation and the lack of head articulation right here. You could have canceled this completely. You have an above-the-knee swivel right there. And you guys could have not used, you could have just taken that away and added the neck hinge, because guess what? The knee swivel's on its own. So why do we have this joint here and this joint here? What, so we could do this, like break his leg or something? Like, oh man, I really wish they would take the articulation points, like really use them, you know, sparingly when you can, and utilize them when you really need them. It just frustrates the hell out of me right there. So you get the single jointed knee. At least if they had added a double jointed knee, I could say like, hey, you know what? I love my double jointed limbs, but you could take away a joint for a neck hinge, right? Like I would have actually, for this particular figure, I would have gone with single jointed elbows for the sake of having a head that could look all the way up. I would have preferred that, you know? but I still don't like single jointed elbows, but I like a figure that can't look up a whole lot less than the single jointed elbow. You know what I'm trying to say. And let's put this back on here. I like how that looks like right there. Anyway, so you get the swivel at the knee, and the knee bends in that much. Ankles moved. Oh, you get boot. Oh, no boot rotation. My mistake. But the ankles do move down. Come on, focus, you bastard. They move down. They do move up a little bit, and he has beautiful ankle pivot. So at least we got ankle pivot. I love that ankle pivot. All right, let's get this guy set up for some size comparisons really quick. And Gentle Giant's the one who sculpted this too. I just find that really weird. Like, you guys should have known better. Gentle Giant, come on, man. Someone from Diamond should have been like, hey, wait, we need a Rocketeer that could look up. I mean, am I being too picky? Is that too much? I don't think so. Okay, here we go with some measurements. And you can see that the Rocketeer is standing 7 inches tall. Pretty sweet. And then for a Rocketeer comparison, I do have the Funko Rocketeer, which I've always liked, but he can't look up either. So when I saw this one coming out, I was like, oh, finally, like my Rocketeer figure, like the Rocketeer figure that I wish. What happened to his leg right here? Oh, yeah, it shifts up and down. And this plastic is all super brittle, but you can see size difference right there. As far as aesthetics goes, I do like the Diamond Select one more. There's just so much more detail, and it's got a little bit more of a grittier look to it. I really like both of them, but I don't know. I like the Rocketeer one a bit more. But neither of them have heads that can look up. Oh, yeah, guys, shut up right there. I'd look up. Okay, that's going to be the last time I say that in this video because I'm tired of beating a dead horse. All right, so here we go. And I wanted to compare him to the Mark 85 Iron Man from Endgame. Wish the legs could move in closer than that. But I bring out Iron Man because, hey, this is kind of like an Iron Man. You're a little bit, not really at all. And then we have John Wick, right? Who's kind of like a Punisher, right? Kind of, no, not really at all, but hey, still, well, kind of, you know. Could you imagine if Punisher knew Gun Fu? And then we have PS4 Spider-Man right here from Diamond Select, right? It was kind of actually is much a Spider-Man. And then I wanted to, I think that was it. Oh, yeah. And here's Luis from Marvel Legends. This is the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Luis figure. I did a review of him in Ghost earlier today, so if you want to see that, check it out. Here we have Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender right there, and you can see how tall she stands. If she stands, there you go. There's a reason why I haven't reviewed this figure, guys, but there she is. And then we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man. Pretty cool. So definitely larger than Marvel Legends scale, but a little on the shorter side compared to some other Marvel Select figures. But anyway, I do like the figure. I like that I can still, manage to figure out a way to get the head to look up, even though it's, so it definitely looks up more than the Funko one. And when you port this on here, you want to make sure that, the bulk of the explosion is behind him. Oh, and there goes the head. See, it's just like barely on there. So I love that we actually have this display like this, but it would be cooler if you could look up more than that. But there he is looking up, so can't complain too much. I still like the figure. It costs about $25 to $30. So while I've complained a whole bunch about it, if you're a Rocketeer fan, you're still gonna like the figure. I still like the figure, even though I've complained about it a bunch. So I still like it, but there's still things I wish that were done differently with it, so I'm giving it a stud rating of, not so bad. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and make sure that you don't miss any of my videos, and I will catch you guys later with a fully edited video. I might have 2 fully edited videos for you guys tomorrow. I don't know, or maybe just 1. We'll see. Everyone stay healthy and safe, and I'll catch you later. Peace!